Welcome to #1 podcast in world, dedicated to Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un.
So we are now, post-grad best Korea?
Only Korea.
Only Korea. Post-grad only Korea. Okay.
Yeah. Post-grad movies, only Korea, #1 China buffet. From Korea.
China buffet from Korea. Okay. Now
Yeah.
I'm just making sure that we are geographically correct. So.
Well, we don't want to piss off Kim Jong-un, now do we?
It's not that we don't want to piss off Kim Jong-un. It's just that he is always right and never upset. He is only trying to help us.
He is enlightened. He truly is. His mind is made out of unicorn blood, and his heart is made out of lions.
And he has the power of 1,000 Bengal tigers.
No bullet or blade can pierce him.
The man, the myth, the legend.
He's the only one to score 150 points in badminton.
He instantly catches the snitch, is what you're telling me?
Yes, exactly. He scores 3 points from anywhere in the basketball court.
Whenever he kicks a ball and makes it in soccer, as Americans call it, he instantly makes 2 points.
Right. If he plays football, it's his own team. He's the whole team. He catches the ball, he throws the ball, he punts the ball.
All right. Anyway, so the point is, welcome to Post-Grad Only Korea. I am Cool Guy. He is the Cognitive Gamer, and
I am servant to Kim, Cognitive Gamer.
Okay, so he is servant to Kim, Cognitive Gamer, and I am subservient to Kim, Cool Guy. And today we are going to be talking about a ton of movies, one of which I'm sure that you can put 2 and 2 together, but mostly we're doing a holiday movie extravaganza, considering the fact that Christmas just flew past us and all that. So tell me, Cognitive Gamer, how was your Christmas? How was all of the holidays?
It was pretty good. I'm going to start with today and work backwards. So today I went to Jazzercise. Again. Well, you see, I'm on break, so I'm in Colorado, and I couldn't afford a gym membership, but Jazzercise gave my mother a free 30-day trial for Jazzercise. Oh. So instead of going to the gym, I will now be dancing with middle-aged women.
That's your style anyway.
Oh yeah, totally. No, it's not. It's a good workout though, especially if you're not used to cardio. It's pretty solid. It's like Insanity, but light. It's like Insanity light. Okay, so working backwards. This was my very first split Christmas.
Oh.
So I'm engaged with somebody who might be on the podcast later, and we had Christmas Eve at her house and Christmas at my house. And which means I got more presents, which is awesome. So
that is always awesome.
Yes, I got a new phone.
Oh, really?
Yes, I got the iPhone 6 Plus.
You got the Plus?
I got the Plus, man. This thing's awesome. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty big. It's pretty great. I love it. It even has a case on it. It's great.
Wow.
It's like carrying around a gravy boat. It's like carrying around an N64.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you can get an N64 emulator for that.
It's not jailbroken, though. But, I mean, Verizon gave me a pretty solid deal. I traded in my old phone and paid for half of it, so...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got, like, board games. I think Glitz and Tits, my fiance's family, is preparing us for marriage life, away from all friends and family, because we're stocking up on board games. So... either that's a hint to, like, go make friends to play these board games with, or these are the games you will be playing when you're alone and cold wherever you go for doctorate program. So, which I've gotten a couple interviews already, so it's looking bright. I flew from Philadelphia to Colorado, which was awesome, except for I hate flying into Colorado because there's so much turbulence.
Really?
It is awful. Yeah, always.
I've never got turbulence, ever.
If you go from east to west, you always get turbulence. Always. Always, always, always.
Really?
Yes.
Wait.
It's because of the mountains.
Wait a second. I thought that you liked the turbulence, or that you liked it because it was like a roller coaster. Weren't you the one that told me that?
I don't mind turbulence. Nowadays, it frightens me a little bit more, especially when I'm flying alone. Okay. And I'm next to old people who are panicking.
Oh, that's true. Those old people panic a lot.
Yeah, so, like, I was also reading a book called Funhouse, which is a graphic memoir, or a family tragedy,
Tragedy.
a graphic family tragedy. I don't know. She is a, oh my god, she writes a comic called something Dykes, but she also made this memoir thing about her father, and it's half graphic novel. Well, it's a graphic novel, so there's words and a lot of pictures, but it's not like a comic book where each panel like tells a story. It's kind of like they're like snapshots of the memory she's telling at the moment. But I mean, the whole book is about her father, who's just kind of a jerk, and has lots of secrets, and also about her finding her sexuality and her attraction to women. Reading this on a plane probably wasn't the best idea because it looks like I'm just reading a book that has like penises and boobs in it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, which is
it
awkward.
That has penises and boobs in it.
Not a lot, but yeah. And of course, the one page of a lesbian love scene, the stewardess comes over and asks what I would like to drink, and I was like, yeah, I would like a water. So you know. Yeah. Other than that, I had finals and I did very well. And Cynic 25 joined me for like a week.
Oh, nice.
In
Philly?
Yeah. Yeah. He mostly talked to other people, and had some girl problems.
He had some. You mean the girl that he had met?
No.
No.
Anyway.
No.
He might listen to this. He probably doesn't.
He doesn't. So we should talk. So what were the girl problems?
Oh, he just broke up with his ex girlfriend.
His ex girlfriend?
Okay, it was like his girlfriend that he like dated for like 5 years, and then they were going to get back together, and he was like, "No, I don't want this," and then cut that out. That's really about it. Other than that, I think the most exciting thing was, nope, that's it. I watched a lot of movies, but not really. Yeah. How about you?
Well, let's see. For Christmas, it was nice because I did all of the Christmas shopping beforehand. So the whole week leading up to Christmas, I was just like la 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 la, and it was just a lot of fun hanging out or whatnot.
Yeah.
I finished my first semester of school, which was awesome. Got a 4.0, which is what you're supposed to get when you're in grad school anyway.
Or whatever. Yeah.
But
I have like a 3.7, 3.8.
So what Cognitive Gamer or Subservient Cognitive Gamer is saying right now is that he sucks. So
I have a paper published.
Yeah. No, he's winning that game.
And I finished thesis, and
you finished it completely, right? Well,
I just had to write it up.
Is the paper actually published, or is it accepted and going to be published soon?
It'll be published soon, but it's accepted. That's different from my thesis, though.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm hoping to publish my thesis, but we'll see.
Anyway, the most important part is the fact that he put me in his paper. So anyway, after that,
no, I didn't.
After that, I had to go tons of times to the post office because there was stuff arriving and whatnot, and it was getting crazy. But I managed to do it, no problem. Got my mom and my dad a bunch of presents. My dad had this little desk or whatever that they had bought for really cheap, and it was really a really nice desk. It was just on sale, and they hadn't built it yet. So what my brother and I decided to do was go to a thrift store and get really nice looking things for really cheap, a number of them, and decorate his desk with like a certain old like look, and it turned out really nice. So we, late in the night, we unpacked his desk and we built the whole thing and we decorated it. So that was cool.
That's way cool.
And after that, we had a really nice Christmas. My birthday's on Christmas, as
that sucks.
Listeners,
hello Jesus,
will know because of last year's podcast. But yeah, my birthday's on Christmas, so that was interesting and or fun and or whatever you'd like to call it. But
yeah, get to the main event here. I sent you a gift.
But he sent me a gift. Cognitive Gamer, and I have it right here. I have the gift right here. I have not opened it because I figured I would open it during the podcast. I have a pair.
I hope it has not exploded, but we'll find out.
Oh my god. He's been telling me that it could be a bunch of random things.
Like a dragon dildo.
So I really hope it's not that. So let
me clear this up before a dragon dildo is a special dildo you can buy on the internet that are shaped like a dragon's penis, I guess. And there's like lore behind it. Like you can choose your dragon, and the dragon will have literally a history. So if you're into that, check out. I think it's called baddragons.com.
I-
I can look this. Hold on, let me look this up.
I did not know this beforehand. He just said Dragon Dildo, and I said, ha ha ha, that's really funny. And he said, I'm not joking, and sent me the website. And then I clicked on it, and then I wish I hadn't, but I was kind of okay with it.
So you have a gift.
So I got a gift. So I'm going to go ahead and open that right now. Actually, no, wait. Before I open, I'm going to shake it.
No, don't shake it.
Don't tell me that.
The jar of spiders might break open.
It sounds like a box. Like it has a box inside of a box.
I mean, you probably know what half of it is. So
I don't know. I seriously have no idea. You've been feeding me lies.
Oh yeah.
If it's a Dragon Dildo, I swear to you.
I can't find the website anymore, so I don't even know if they exist anymore. But it was called Bad Dragon. If you can find it.
Oh my god. Oh my god, what is this? I see it. There's a deck of cards, but I need to see this. Wait a second. What the hell is this? Oh my god. No way. No way.
Yeah, man, that's really signed too.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
Isn't it great?
No.
It's real, man.
How did you get this?
eBay.
Did you seriously get this off of eBay?
Yeah.
So the present that I just got, apparently he ordered it off of eBay, is a signed sort of portrait photo of Nicolas Cage.
Isn't that a great photo? I try to find the best one.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, so wait. So you went onto eBay and you typed in Nicolas Cage signed photo or something like that, and then you looked for the best, most suave-looking photo you could find of his.
Not the most suave, probably the most embarrassing. It looks like a really bad 90s photo.
It looks like one of those bad prom photos.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. This is hilarious. This is really funny. Alright, and let's see what this is. This is a deck box.
Yeah. On sale at Target. If you have the Cartwheel app, you can get 50% off.
Alright. Wait a second.
Yes.
What, is this the Gear Gear deck I played with you on? But since you're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, you sent it to me?
I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I just don't play that deck anymore, so I gave it to you.
Oh.
Yes. You know how to use it, and if you ever wanted it, there you go. It just needs the traps and spells, but I gave you the main ones.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I also added some of the good cards to it as well, like the newer ones, because they got support. Right. So I added those as well.
This is great. I'm gonna have to go to a tournament or something and get my butt handed to me.
Yes, you will, and you will.
But actually, you know what's upsetting? I recently, while I was doing the whole shopping, we went to the place where there was a card shop that I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh in back in the day, and it's closed now. It's not there anymore. And that was so upsetting because I was thinking, man, if I ever want to play again, I would just go to that card shop. But it wasn't there.
Yeah. That's okay. There's probably another one. You just have to Google it. So, right. But yeah, I think the signed portrait of Nicolas Cage, though, really the star. So
I can't believe that. That is ridiculous.
I think it's real. I hope it's real. It looks like his real signature. So I
right.
Who knows?
You Googled his real signature.
Of course. If you ever want to sell it on Pawn Stars for a nickel.
I think Pawn Stars would give me more than that. It is a signature of the second god.
Maybe in like 100 years. But as of right now, nobody wants it. Except for us, because it's awesome.
Well, thank you, Cognitive Gamer. I am going to read all of the karma in One True God, because I'm definitely posting a photo of this.
Yeah, just say what your Secret Santa got you, and then instant karma.
But anyway, thank you so much. That was a hilarious and completely unexpected gift.
Isn't that better than a dragon dildo?
Well, I mean, really anything would be better than a dragon dildo, but
they have sizes, an array of sizes.
I know they have sizes, but barring that, it is a really hilarious gift.
Yes, awesome, and happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
Happy
Kwanzaa,
and
super Hanukkah.
Happy Chanukah.
Yeah. All right, let's dive into the movies.
The first one that I actually want to talk about is When the Game Stands Tall.
Oh God.
Because I watched it way back, when I went to Colorado for visiting stuff over there and whatnot, and I went snowboarding, and it was a lot of fun. But I saw it on the plane ride back, and I had completely forgotten that I saw it for somewhat good reason. And I decided that I wanted to include it here just because we had mentioned it and poked fun at it for a while. Because as soon as we heard it was coming out, we were like, that movie's going to be terrible. It looks so
When the
bad.
game stands tall.
Exactly. So, for those of you that don't know, When the Game Stands Tall is a movie about a high school football team that had basically 151 straight wins. And they were ranked nationally as the first high school football team, And then all of a sudden they lost. And it's what happens after that, like how they pick themselves up, who they play against, and how they overcome themselves. Let's get right down to it. So on IMDb, it has a 6.7. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 18 with a 25 top critic score. And on Metacritic, it's got a 41%. It is directed by Thomas Carter, and it stars Jim Caviezel, Michael Chiklis, Alexander Ludwig, Clancy Brown, Laura Dern, Matthew Daddario, Joe Massingui, Jesse Usher, and a bunch of other people. All of the rest would have been members of the football team. So my one sentence review for this movie is better than I was expecting, but could have actually been really good had they not gone crazy with the cliches.
Like what kind of cliches?
Well, I mean, it's every single pick yourself up after a loss kind of overcoming adversity movie, and by movie I mean one of those sports movies, because sports movies suffer from the same kind of things, it's like they're doing really good, then all of a sudden they get a really hard game and they lose, and it's like, oh no, and then the coach comes in, he's upset, he takes off the little headphones, and he looks at them and he goes like, it's not about what we do, it's how we pick ourselves up afterwards, like that kind of stuff. And then they rise again and they start working. They discover that they're brothers and they go race. And then all of a sudden in the end, they're like, oh my God, are they going to make it? The game is so close. Oh my God. And then boom.
They lost.
You know what I mean? No. I mean, the difference was that in this movie, the loss came really, really fast. It came in the beginning. So I think that something this movie did really well was, or at least decently well, not really, decently. There was a lot of the stories of this, I don't know, the kids playing were really cool. But the problem is that they kind of overshadowed some of that with just corn. It was just so much corn. And I mean,
well, they were in like Texas, right? Like the middle of nowhere.
No, they were like in Oklahoma. No, California. So yeah, it was really weird that they were from there or whatever. But it was also really strange because I feel that they had a really good story here. But I mean, there were some scenes that got to me where I was, it was great, it was awesome, and then it just got so much corn. That was the problem. It was
their biceps were massive after picking themselves up so much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It was too much. Sometimes
don't listen to Billy. He's an ignorant fool. You are who you say you are.
However,
I'm
just gonna ignore that really terrible accent. So, however,
that's my Southern California.
Is
Northern California accent?
I don't even know. Anyway. So one thing that I think was really cool was the way that the main character was portrayed. So the main character was the actual coach, and the action scenes were also great. By action, I mean the games. Like the games were filmed really well, and I really enjoyed it. Because I don't know, sometimes some football movies or whatever, they don't really film the games well. They just have a couple action shots or whatever. But this one really, really did tension well. The game. It was awesome, and you could really see their skills and whatnot. It was crazy cool. Some of the stuff was great, other stuff was not. So I don't think this would be an 18%. Oh, 18 is really bad. I would align it more closely with the Metacritic one, which is at a 41%. I'd say that it's about like maybe a 50.
Okay.
Or so.
Well, we all know that you overrate movies, so it's probably closer to like a 35.
Oh my God, I don't overrate movies.
Anyway, next movie, move on.
Okay, so anyway, next movie. I saw Gravity Christmas Eve because my brother hadn't seen Gravity, and we watched it with a surround sound because I just got it on Blu-ray. I bought it. Blu-ray, DVD, ultraviolet combo pack with special editions and whatnot for $7. It was amazing. So we watched the Blu-ray, and it was glorious, and my brother loved it. So honestly, this movie's no Gravity. Anyway, Gravity's amazing. Go watch it. So, Penguins of Madagascar is the next one, and
Penguins.
Cognitive Games.
Afro, polka dot, Afro, banger, dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Cognitive Gamer is going to be talking about this one. On IMDb, it has a 7.1. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 73 with a 56 top critic score. And on Metacritic, it's got a 53%. It is directed by Eric Darnell and Simon J. Smith, and it stars Tom McGrath as Skipper, Chris Miller as Kowalski, Christopher Knights as Private, Conrad Vernon as Rico, John Malkovich as Dave, Benedict Cumberbatch as Classified, Ken Jeong as Short Fuse, and a number of other people. So,
yes.
Cognitive Gamer.
My one sentence review is Austin Powers for kids.
Really? Austin Powers for kids?
It really was. It had the same type of humor. So if you like Austin Powers, like literally it was full of puns, it was full of one-offs, it was full of like jokes with props. It was Austin Powers. I mean, it even had the whole like 007 parody going on, and surprisingly, it was pretty good. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't the best animated film, but it was funny, and it was very cartoonish, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, because I mean, recently animated films have been getting more real, and I feel like we're kind of missing that cartoony vibe from them, at least personally, because
right, exactly,
they are still cartoons and they can still take advantage of that, you know.
For instance, I think one of the most like very much close to Austin Powers humor. There's a running joke with the enemy minions, which are squids, I believe. They're octopuses. Yeah, they're squids or octopuses. If you ever seen, they're octopuses. Because if you ever saw Octodad, like the video game, they sound exactly and like move exactly like Octodad. Like it's almost ridiculous. I'm pretty sure there's some inspiration going on there. But for instance, all their names are puns to do with movie star names. For instance, there's a squid that would be like shoveling a hole, like digging a hole, and the main boss would come over and like, Drew, bury more. Get it? Exactly. But like, there's at least 20 of those. Probably less, but there's a lot of names that are like that.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty amazing. It's like, Hugh, Jack, man, I just cannot get a break today. That type of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I was expecting complete and utter garbage.
Right.
My roommate wanted to see it. I drag her like Birdman and artsy films. So she drags me. So she drags me to Penguins in Madagascar, and I was expecting complete garbage.
Oh, yeah.
And oh yeah, surprisingly better than complete garbage. I'd probably give it about 6.5.
Nice. So yeah. It's a pretty nice movie just to hang out, laugh a little bit, and all that.
Perfect for kids. Like if you have kids and you want something a little bit more lighthearted, this is the way to go.
Right.
I would rent it for Redbox for kids or whatever, what have you. Especially if they're fans of Madagascar, and especially if they're fans of the Penguins of Madagascar, which is a TV show that I believe is way better than Madagascar. Like, I saw all 3 of those movies recently because my roommate was watching them, so I'd see them like intermittently. Yeah. They're terrible. I don't like them.
Really, I think the first one's pretty great. The others are.
The third one was okay, but I think this movie suffers from what a lot of kids' movies suffer from, and that's just an over-the-top ending that's stupid.
Right.
Like, the ending is just complete stupidity. And that's when it derailed. Like, the last 15 minutes were just terrible.
We're just them trying to tie together all the pieces of the plot.
No, it just was like, we have to do the most absurd thing ever. And that's when it felt really more like a kid's movie instead of like Austin Powers.
Right.
Which is unfortunate because I thought it was very well put together.
Yeah.
And then the ending was just clumsy and it kind of like the SpongeBob movie and kind of like SpongeBob. It just went too far, right? Like it just went too far. Even though SpongeBob is out there anyway, the humor really comes out of like these ordinary situations with these characters.
Yeah.
Like working the graveyard shift and being scared of the hash-slinging slasher.
Right.
But then when you put them in like this extra magical thing and they cure zombies by rocking out on a guitar, like it's stupid. Like, that's that stuff. Like, it's just utter stupidity. So, yeah, that was Penguins of Madagascar. Pretty good. Yeah.
That thing about the puns kind of reminds me. I've been reorganizing all of this stuff on my computer because it was a mess.
Yeah.
Dropbox and all of my hard drives and my computer and all of that. And I decided to rename all of my hard drives, or a number of them, and my USBs. So I have a SanDisk like micro cruiser or whatever the heck they're called. So I renamed that Tom Cruiser, and I have a Seagate external hard drive, and I called it Bill C. Gates. And I have, what is it, a Toshiba external one, and I called it Yoshiba. And I have a Samsung external hard drive, my 2 terabyte one, and that one I called it Sam Smog. So that is actually the perfect segue, Sam Smaug, to go into The Hobbit, which is the movie that we'll be talking about now.
The Army of Five Nations? No, the Battle of Five Armies?
There you go, the Battle of the Five Armies.
There you go, okay.
Alright, so on IMDb, it's got a 7.9 rating. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 60 with a 49 top critic score. And on Metacritic, it's got a 59%. It is directed by Peter Jackson, and it stars all of the people that you already know: Ian McKellen, Martin Freeman, Richard Armitage, Ken Stokes, Graham McTavish, William Kircher, and blah, 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 blah. Tons and tons of other people. So, with that, give me your one-sentence review.
300 Middle-earth.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go with The Hobbit finally blends with The Lord of the Rings.
All right.
Okay.
I could totally see that.
Okay. So let me. I want to actually start talking about this because I realized something very, very specific, and that is initially I was against using all of these crazy special effects, all the crazy CGI. But what happened was the more I thought about it, the more I realized that, The Hobbit, I have read The Hobbit, and The Hobbit is a children's book. The Hobbit literally has almost zero character development. Almost zero, to the point where the only dwarf that's really important is Thorin Oakenshield, and that's it. All of the other dwarves are just mentioned, and then some of them die. You don't really care about them, You have this giant sausage fest that you really don't care about.
Right.
And the thing is, something that the Hobbit trilogy did really right was capturing that feeling like a child, that like mythological, glowing children's fairy tale, and putting in that really great characters. That is something that the Hobbit trilogy did really well, because you maybe didn't know them by name, but you recognized all of the elves. Not all of the elves, all of the dwarves. All of the dwarves were individuals. They were all part of a collective, and you could identify them. If one of them died, or if one of them was affected by something, you would feel for that character. And something that I noticed going off of that was that in the beginning, the first Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, that movie started off being incredibly fairy tale. It was crazy fairy tale, and it was all about adventures and craziness and the stuff you see along the way and that kind of stuff, and it seemed very superfluous. The second one started slowly getting more real as they started, going off from the high of going on an adventure, and they started seeing what the world really was like outside of the perfectness of the Shire. And all of a sudden, that one ends with death and destruction, with Smaug, obviously. And this one starts with death. It starts with Smaug dying. And as soon as Smaug dies, the movie becomes real. The movie stops being this... If you notice, the special effects stop being as colorful. They stop being as vibrant. They stop being as in your face. They were more toned down. They were more visceral. And
practical.
And practical, yes. And it slowly became the awful that you would expect from Lord of the Rings. It became a really, really powerful, gut-punching movie. And all of a sudden, after seeing this movie, you take a look, from farther back, and you realize, oh my god, this has been a gradual change throughout the 3 movies. It started out being beautiful, glowy, gorgeous, and then it slowly decayed. And that is something that I think was really, really, really cool, and something that a lot of people miss.
Yeah, and this could be because that was the idea from the beginning, or maybe this was them deciding to change tones due to the backlash that they had from the first film.
Right.
Because that was one of the biggest criticisms. But either way, I agree. It did feel This one felt more like, I don't want to say Helm's Deep, because Helm's Deep was amazing.
Oh yeah,
but it definitely had more of that feel. So
definitely, yeah. Because
yeah.
I mean, Helm's Deep was amazing, but some of the shots and stuff like that were very much like Helm's Deep. And
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie,
Did you? Okay.
I laughed
When
out loud when the giant troll headbutted the wall.
Oh, that was my favorite
That,
scene.
that was
so
hilarious. That was.
I want to cut that out and put that in my concussion lecture.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, there's actually a couple trolls that do headbutts into walls.
Yeah, it was really funny.
But okay, if we're gonna talk about shots, I have. What did you think of the camera that would like? It was almost like handheld, but it was like obviously not. Or maybe it was. It was like handheld, where the camera would like move and then focus in, and then like shake when something action would happen. For instance, when the worms are popping out of the mountain.
Ah, right.
Which, by the way, where did they go? Were they just like, I'm done, bye? But like the camera like panned from from the city over to the side of the mountains and then zoomed in, but it was a very handheld feel. It actually reminded me of Gears of War because they did that a lot.
Well, that's a very Firefly and Battlestar Galactica special effects.
Totally, exactly, and that's what it reminded me of. More TV-ish rather than Lord of the Rings-ish.
Yeah,
which is okay. I think it worked. I just thought it was.
But I mean,
it was different.
It's a way to really show you how close the action is.
Yeah.
Because with that zoom in, it feels like the action is closer than if you just cut to somewhere else where they're magically appearing, and you don't have a sense of direction.
Right. I think that's what it was used for. It was used to show the arena, right? Like to set, to really set the stage,
and to show how close all of the armies really were.
But why go with instead of just a still pan? Why would you do the handheld look? I don't know. I think it worked. I thought it was fine, but it was a little disjointed, which brings me to my next point of pacing in this movie, which I think is horrendous.
Yeah, the pacing was really strange.
It's a good movie, but the pacing was really weird. It's like I felt like the editing was rushed, right?
Oh yeah, the editing felt really rushed. Not just rushed, but it felt like they did a really weird job with the editing. And some scenes lasted way too long, and some other scenes were way too short.
Yeah, agreed. But like starting off with Smog, but like within the first 5 minutes he dies, and I'm just like, it was anticlimactic. It had zero buildup, and it just happened and then forgotten about.
Though Smaug's death, my bad, Smaug, his death was done awesomely.
Yes, I agree. But there was no buildup unless you watch the movie, the second movie, literally seconds ago. There's zero buildup. And I don't know if that was on purpose or the fact that, like, I think this may have been them editing the second movie and realizing that this entire sequence of Smaug dying was A, too quick, B, anticlimactic, and would not have been. It was just not good. It really wasn't. So I don't know if in the second movie just was like, whoa, we can't put this in the movie because one, it's not done because it's the whole thing is CGI.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have looked good. Two, they realized it was bad and they decided just to like front load it and then just forget about it. Or that's really about it. But even the title card comes after Smaug's death, which lets me believe that was just to be like, hey, remember how Smaug's here? Oh, he's dead. Let's start the real movie.
Well, see, the thing is that Smaug was never really a big part of The Hobbit. It was more...
But they made him in the movie a big part. He was the entire second movie.
But, well, no. He wasn't the entire second movie.
Okay.
The desolation that he had caused was the second movie. That's why it's
okay. He was on screen for a very long time.
Yeah, he was.
And they played him up, and they had this amazing build-up, this grand finale, like battle with him, and then it just drops it completely.
Yeah, you do realize that, like, in the book, he just talks to Bilbo, and then he flies away, burns the town, and dies in, like, 5 pages.
And you know, the whole battle of the 5 armies was Bilbo being knocked out and then waking up, so...
Yeah, I know. I know. What I'm saying is, I agree with you, but at the same time, I don't know how they could have made it any better, because there's no way to make Smaug's death better.
I think they could have had a lot more drama, like a little more build-up. Like, yeah, you could have him flying, and then having, like, the dwarves being like, oh my god, he's gonna burn the town, and then you could have the townspeople freaking out and moving, instead of just him, like, literally burning the town and then dying. There was no in-between. It felt off, there was zero build-up, and I think it stumbled at the beginning there. Now, the other part of pacing was, like, the weird cuts back and forth between Gandalf. Again, in the beginning. The movie got way better. But the beginning was very choppy, and it was kind of like, it almost felt like a laundry list of things they had to like clean up before they could get to the real movie.
Right.
But once that real movie began, it was really good, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. It did feel really choppy in a bunch of parts,
Right.
but you're right, it did get way better as it went on. And can we talk about Legolas really quick?
About how awesome he is.
Okay, so as soon as the movie was over, I was talking to my brother who was watching the movie with me, and I said, I feel like this is the way that Peter Jackson did his movie. So in the first Lord of the Rings, he basically said, "What if Legolas shoots really, really well?" And the board's like, "Yeah, no, that sounds great. No, that sounds great." And he's like, "All right, let's put that in the movie." And then the second one, he was like, "What if Legolas shoots really, really well, like in the first movie?" And all of the producers were like, "Yeah, okay, yeah." And he was like, "But this time, he does flips with swords." And they were like, "Oh yeah, no, that sounds good. Yeah, let's put it in the middle there." And then in the third movie, he was like, "All right, guys, you remember how he shot really, really well in the first one?" They're like, "Yeah." And he said, "And how he did flips and sword stuff in the second one?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, in this one, how about he does all of those on top of a giant elephant?" And they were like, "All right, okay, that sounds great. And after that, he was like, "We should put Legolas in the Hobbit," and the board was like, "That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan."
Are you sure it wasn't Orlando Bloom begging for work?
Probably. But at the end of the Hobbit, by that point, they had done so much that all they could do was
turn him into a ninja.
Make Legolas a ninja demigod that would fly through the air, and gravity would not affect him because he had wings of gold. So,
it was pretty badass. He climbed up a bridge that was falling. Like that's like my ideal ninja like ability, is being able to jump off of pieces of something that is falling. Which is just awesome.
Don't get me wrong. It was
and
awesome.
then flip through the air, land on somebody, stab him, and then toss him to the side, and then do 8 flips in the air, a 360, kick flip ollie right on to like a cliff.
By that do you mean jump off of a really, really high tower, land on a monster with both of your swords, and then use those swords like joysticks to drive the monster that you just pummeled into a tower to knock it over, making a bridge so that you can attack the bad guy?
Now, okay, so there's a video game that came out called Shadows of Mordor.
Yes.
I think that game was meant to be a tie-in with this movie, or either this movie took influences from it, or they both just drew from what Tolkien imagined. Because they both, I swear to God, like they turned Legolas into the main character from Shadows of Mordor, because that is what he does. He is like this assassin dude that can jump and do flips, and like lands on creatures and can control them. And then like there's like the orc, the Murukai leaders, or the orc leaders,
right,
or the goblin leaders, and they all have like metal dug into their skin and they look awesome. I'm like, holy shit, this is Shadows of Mordor, the movie, which was awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you played Shadows of Mordor?
Yes, it's an amazing game.
Do you have it?
Yes.
Why have you not made a video yet?
Yes,
That's awesome. You should make. I haven't played it, but I've heard so much about it. So you have to make a video. You realize that the videos are not for the people that watch our channel. The videos are for me.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll do that for you.
Okay. Anyway.
Speaking of, have you watched the other video? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I thought it went full 300, which was awesome. The fact that like the dwarves are kicking ass and headbutting orcs to death, which was great. There was like on the battlefield like talk. It was.
Yeah,
once the war started, it was great.
But when they beat the crap out of each other, and then they go over out of other people, and then they go over and hug each other, and they go like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while." It's awesome.
Yeah, like that's when this movie really hit its stride. It really hit its stride there.
What you're trying to say is that Peter Jackson does epic really, really well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like there's other directors that try really hard and almost get there, but Peter Jackson is really, really good at it.
I think but it also kind of misses the finesse of the first Lord of the Rings movies. Because those were able to go through like really good conversation. Let's talk about lore. Let's look at this. Like the first Lord of the Ring movie, Fellowship of the Ring, is really slow, but it's like so deep and profound with lore, which is really what makes it excel. while the second movie was really good with like delegation and negotiation, and then Helm's Deep happens, and,
Yep.
and it was like this perfect mix of both. I feel like this movie, The Hobbit, Battle of Five Armies, did the epic part really well, but the negotiation, like talk profound lord, was like not well done.
It was almost
Or
glazed over a little bit.
it was almost, I think he realized that the audience maybe for this movie is younger and therefore did not dive into it as much. I don't know. Point is, the battle is fucking awesome, and that's why you should see this movie in 3D IMAX.
Yeah, the movie was really awesome. I don't think it's a 60%.
No, I don't either.
I'm just gonna be 100%. I don't think it's a 60%. I think that this movie is just under Smog, Desolation of Smog.
I agree with that.
I think
put
Smog
that. I don't
is
know.
better. I think Smog is better.
Oh yeah, completely.
However, I don't think this movie is as bad as a 60% because I would really put this movie at like probably a 75.
Yeah, that's exactly where I would go. Wherever Smog was, take a couple percents off.
Yeah, maybe take maybe like 5% off of Smog. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
And yeah, you would end up with this movie because
it is an entertaining flick. That is for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah.
Apart from it being gorgeous, so
yeah. Well, all right. So let's move on.
Anyway,
next movie.
Let's move on to the piece de resistance in this thing that we do. So the movie we're going to be talking about is The Interview, and this movie has been mired with controversy for weeks now. I think
international controversy.
International, yeah,
not seen forever, ever, but from a movie like
yeah. I think this movie is going to be the most controversial film I think of all time.
I don't know about that one.
I think so. Why? Because this is international controversy to the point where people hacked stuff, maybe or maybe not, for the sole purpose of having the interview not show, and it involved other countries. It involved dictatorships. There was hacking and discreet denial of service to.
The president made a statement saying we don't negotiate with terrorists. Show the damn movie.
Yeah. Okay. There was. That's why I think this movie is the most controversial of all time, because it's not localized and it's not something that we're hearing about. It's like it involves the whole world.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And then including also the digital distribution that also involves the whole world, because it was only available in the United States, so no one else could watch it. Like they couldn't. If you were in Canada, nope. If you wanted to watch it, you couldn't rent it from any of those places at all. Period. Which is
and also because the movie was probably rushed and put on like hold, and they never got the rights for a song used in the movie.
Yep.
So that's getting sued.
So no. So what happened was apparently they were trying to get the rights to it, whatever, blah blah blah. They were trying to get it, and then all of a sudden, apparently the industry was like, yeah, no, we totally got it. We got the rights, and Sony was like, cool, and they put it in the movie. But apparently they didn't get the rights to it. So yeah.
Why would you lie about that? Like that is so stupid.
I don't even know. So this movie is even now mired in controversy. And on IMDb it has an 8.2. On Rotten Tomatoes it's got a 48% with a 38 top critic score, and on Metacritic it's got a 51%. This is directed by Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen, and it stars James Franco, Seth Rogen, Lizzie Kaplan, Randall Park, Diana Bang, Timothy Simmons, Reese Alexander, and a bunch of other other people that did, I don't know, random appearances. Really great stuff. And what is your one sentence review, Cognitive Gamer?
A better backstory about how this movie came to be than what the movie actually is. This movie sucks.
Okay, all right. So,
what's yours?
Very well filmed. This is not about Seth Rogen or Evan Goldberg. No. I'm talking the DP, director of photography and or cinematography, which was made by Brandon Trost.
Yeah.
And that was great. This guy had some great cinematography. And he's good. Like, the guy's good.
The mise en scène was great.
Yeah. No, the way it was filmed was great. However, what was contained within was just your average crappy comedy. However, there were some really great scenes.
I agree. But, like, if you liked Pineapple Express.
Right.
You'll probably enjoy this movie, but you will never say this movie was better than Pineapple Express.
Right.
If you like, even if you like Neighbors, you would like this movie, but you wouldn't say it's as good as Neighbors. Like, it is a Seth Rogen movie through and through.
That's true. That's true. And
it just wasn't good.
This is just such a hard movie to peg, mainly because of the fact that Randall Park really outdid himself. The guy that did Kim Jong-un.
Oh, he was great.
He was so great. He was amazing. And
Asian Jim.
Asian Jim, exactly, that guy. And the problem is that it was so uneven. There were some parts that were well done, there were other parts that were not. And you know, I like a poop joke as much as the next guy. But sometimes when a lot of your story relies on poop jokes or on one certain type of comedy, you're just not gonna do it. But then again, this is coming from the same guy, you know, Seth Rogen, who testified before Congress saying that he makes, in a fantastic speech, actually, I believe it was for Alzheimer's, that he wants to be, you know, a fat man-child and make that kind of movie. So
I think it started off very strong, and I was like, oh, this is better than expected. And then as soon as they got to North Korea, I was like, it just fell apart. And I don't know if that was because there could have been controversy on the set. They could have been, who knows what kind of things they were getting, right? Like, maybe they didn't have time for reshoots. Maybe they didn't have time to edit it more correctly, or like really talk about jokes.
Okay,
but it was
the thing is, I think that this movie, I don't know how it was filmed. However, it feels like it was filmed in a very
small set.
No, not just small set, but a movie that was very ad-lib. So it was very much like This Is the End, you know, where they were just making up their own jokes on the spot or whatever. And that's why it can feel discontinuous, especially given the fact that this type of a movie is more story-driven than a stupid movie like This Is the End, you know, which is just basically one-offs and stupid situations. It's basically sketch comedy stitched together. This movie was not. This movie had a story, a purpose, and characters that needed to be explored. However, they tried to do it in a way like if it was sketch comedy, and it just didn't work.
I think it was fine for some of it, but
oh yeah, for some of the
like
stuff.
I said, as soon as they got to North Korea, it was like this weird. It's like they ran out of jokes. They just ran out of material, right?
Right.
I mean, they did the same tropes like 3 times in the same movie, and I'm like, what are you doing? And it was boring. It wasn't funny, and it was bad. It was very bad.
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, the controversy around this movie is far more interesting than the movie itself.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just a silly comedy. I mean, okay.
But you're un-American if you don't watch it. So think of that one.
I just think, you know, these types of movies they're not my thing. And people that have listened to the podcast before know that I tend to not like these movies as much. You know, I didn't like This Is the End that much. I like Neighbors. I really did like Neighbors. I haven't.
You like Superbad, which is a good type of one of these movies.
I didn't like Superbad. Then again, I watched it maybe a little bit too early or whatever. I just didn't like it, or at not a right time in my life or something. I must rewatch Superbad. However, I did feel that the beginning was better from a movie perspective and from a slight funny perspective, but the end, some of the jokes that they had nearer to the end were better than some of the jokes that they did.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But the whole middle part, the majority of the movie was bad.
Yeah, no, it really was. I don't know. It's such a hard movie to peg because it feels like it was done so disjointed. And by disjointed, I mean it feels like it was filmed disjointed. As in, some things were filmed here, some things were filmed there, and then all of a sudden they were like, wait, let's stick this in the center here, you know?
Yeah. Like, the movie was pushing 2 hours, and it had no need to be that long.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, it could have gotten away with being an hour and 20 minutes and would have been a better movie. Like, that's sad when 40 minutes of content can just be cut out, and nobody would miss it. So,
however,
like I said, I think it just needed more time and love, but because I'm not trying to make excuses for it, but it just wasn't there.
Suffered from its controversy. Like, it was overshadowed by it completely.
But then again, its controversy is the reason we saw it in the first place. Because if it just came out,
I would have
been like, this is highly mediocre, and then I wouldn't have saw it.
I wouldn't have seen it. I honestly, unless it was not mired in controversy, I wouldn't have seen it. So,
yeah.
But the thing is, let's talk about a very, very, very important thing: the death of Kim Jong-un. So
Which was amazingly hilarious.
it was so good.
It was so well done.
So good. That entire scene, that entire sequence was fantastic. It was done so well, and that's and it was, oh my god. Okay, people here know that I don't like Katy Perry. I'm pretty sure because I've mentioned it a number of times. However, the way they did that song at that moment with the soft piano, just kind of whispering the song into your ear, and then Kim Jong-un exploding was amazing. And I don't think I've ever seen a death scene done like that. It really relished in the fact that they were killing him.
Okay.
And that was really that was comedy gold. That right there was comedy gold.
Right. So this is a nice segue to the reason of why Kim Jong-un would not want this movie to be shown.
Right.
For one, he fucking dies in the movie.
Right.
Like, in a terrible, hilariously way. Like, if this man did not have a sense of humor and had a god complex, why would he ever want this piece of, like media to be distributed? Like, it makes him look awful. Like, the whole movie makes him... It's really weird, because it makes him sound like a really good guy, right?
It does, but he was just ham-dicking him, so...
Honey-potting him, idiot. Not ham-dicking.
He was honey-potting.
Honey-dicking.
Honey-dicking.
Right, but, like, you almost felt bad for him.
You did. In the beginning, you did, but then you were like, oh, man, he's awful.
Yeah, oh, wait, this is actually the leader of North Korea who's fucking insane. But, like, there are reasons why this movie...
I think they...
Do you think maybe it hit something that they were like, wow, they actually hit something accurate going on in this country. We should not show this movie.
They really did a good job of making him more human, and I think that they should have stayed that way because it felt very. His character was awesome. The way that he was played was awesome. Randall Park did a phenomenal job. However, I feel that sometimes the script didn't lend itself well to what had happened before because I feel that really they could have really pushed the humanizing aspect of him and the whole thing about, wanting to kill him black and white, right or wrong kind of thing. They could have pushed it a little bit further, and that would have made for a very interesting dark comedy kind of movie.
Totally.
But they didn't. They decided to stick with him being really, really awful.
Which, I mean, you're gonna fucking kill him at the end.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, like... Between the death scene, and there's just the other couple lines in there talking about, like, people on his boards not trusting him, him saying that he's a god to his people, but he's really not, you know what I mean? It's like, these are things he actually did. Like,
I do have a butthole, and it's working overtime.
If you were an insane dictator of a country, you might not want this movie to come out. Like, you pissed off the wrong person. And now to say that his father... was totally okay with Team America. That was a puppet.
Yeah, it was.
That was a caricature. Like, so completely. And I think when a dictator has been used in film like that, besides Hitler, who's fucking dead, it's been a caricature, right?
Yeah.
This one tried to really push a real aspect to it, and I think that's what really sets it apart. Also, Kim Jong-un's probably insane, and is probably hacking us right now and this podcast and trying to shut us down or kill us. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just such a hard film to, I guess, to deal with because it could have been a lot better. A lot better. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And a lot of that was problems in the writing and problems in the pacing.
I think they were scared of pissing off North Korea, which they did anyway. So
yeah.
I don't know.
But see, the thing is now, there's some security experts or whatnot that are coming out of the woodwork saying, I don't think it was North Korea. They're saying, yeah, these signatures are not reading like North Korea, and it's a bunch of independent security people from like Britain and Australia and stuff, and different people that are going like, I think the FBI might have lied. So,
but why would they lie to make us hate North Korea? We already hate them. Like, we're not gonna go to war over a fucking movie. So
dude, you don't know that. You don't know.
If we go to war over the fucking interview, I give up on life. Like, that is the worst excuse ever. Like, to lose human life.
over a stupid comedy.
It's not even a good movie.
Like Obama said, over a silly comedy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I completely, yeah.
I mean, North Korea did make threats against showing the movie, though.
North Korea just said, don't show the movie or else we will be really, really pissed. That's basically all North Korea ever says.
They threatened to bomb theaters.
No, that was in North Korea. That was the hacker group.
Okay, all right.
And that's who they're saying that was possibly not North Korea. And there's like circumstantial evidence from the data that they could acquire and all of the signatures that were left behind by the hackers. And also there's circumstantial evidence because the interview didn't become a focal point of their attacks until after the news media mentioned it. And then it seemed as though they latched onto that idea. So it's as though the hacks weren't really about the interview until everybody made it about the interview, which was a perfect scapegoat.
Possibly.
Again, we don't know. This is all just a bunch of really stupid stuff surrounding just a regular whatever comedy. Like,
I'm not going to war for the interview.
You're not going to war. Your country.
I'm not in school. I mean, I am in school, so I can't get drafted, so it's okay.
But it's kind of ridiculous. Everything that has happened around this movie is legitimately ridiculous. Because
the theaters should have never pulled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That was ridiculous. Like, yeah, there are bomb threats and whatever, but, like, and the theater started to pull. So Sony had to show their hand a little bit and be like, look, if you're not paying for this movie, it's actually not cost effective to play this movie. So, right. Like, that's Hollywood bending, which I think that's a true sign of something completely different. It doesn't have to do with North Korea. Like, how easy Hollywood could be manipulated, which is really frightening.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, these are multi-million-dollar deals that bent to empty claims.
Yeah, and I mean, they were truly empty claims. They said they were going to bomb every theater that had the interview, and that is impossible. Right. Completely impossible.
But on the flip side, it takes one insane person to look at that and be like, "Oh, this is my excuse to shoot up a theater." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is
like, and then of course the media would have latched onto that and been like, "Oh, Sony should have pulled it" or whatever. Right. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, they still showed it and nothing happened.
Yeah, they still
today.
Nothing happened, and not just that, but they released it digitally, and it is the #1 video, rentable video on YouTube right now.
Well, who knew YouTube could fucking rent movies, right? Like,
nope.
Nope. Until right now. Like, so that great move on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Who probably started this entire chain of events.
Right.
I'm just kidding, but maybe.
Oh man.
So why would the FBI lie? why
are you kidding me? Why would the FBI lie, dude?
But about North Korea, like, who gives a shit? Like, I don't know. Like, there's nothing to make us hate North Korea more because we already know how terrible of a country they are.
Yeah, so really all they were doing was redirecting. They were like, "Oh look."
Are they trying to make a new excuse for why we should go give them freedom or something? I don't know. Because
I mean, again, now the interview is going to make a crap ton of money online because freedom.
But the FBI has nothing to do with that.
It's whatever, dude.
It's all weird. It's very weird.
Bro, it is whatever, and this is all just empty supposition because we have no idea. So, really, I think that what's going to be remembered from this movie is not the movie itself. It is the controversy that surrounded it, which is still going on.
Yeah. So. And it'll still be going on for quite a while, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to keep on going for a while. So if we get more news or whatever about it, definitely going to have to discuss it because that'll be interesting.
Completely. Tim John watch.
But overall, again, I think that this movie was worth watching just for the death scene. Because I feel that if you watch the death scene just by itself, like as a clip on YouTube, you won't get the full effect as you did watching the movie because you saw his character evolve. First he evolved into a good guy in your heart and you're like, maybe you shouldn't kill him. And then he went bad again. And then he went insane while trying to be good. And then the interview was pretty good. And then everything went crazy. So I feel like there's a character arc that needs to be followed to really fully appreciate the death scene, even though it's really good.
Right.
Also, did you notice that the way that everything worked out was exactly how Skylar had said before?
No, I know completely. And everything that they encountered was what the CIA agent said.
Yep.
So.
Yep, exactly. They encountered everything. Yeah, everything the CIA agent said would happen, happened, and everything Skylar said, the way everything would be resolved isn't the way the CIA planned it, it's the way Skylar planned it. It's
Fucking
just
stupid movie.
it's a trope that is used a lot, though. I mean, you see it in a lot of movies, like for example, Shaun of the Dead, which made fun of the trope by saying, "Oh yeah, the Winchester has a Winchester rifle up top that never works or whatever," and then they use it in the end. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, what would you give this movie in a percentage?
50.
50?
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see a 50. Sure. Let's go with 50%. So the interview, watch it maybe if it's on Redbox since it's only $1.
If you get a bunch of your friends together, rent it on YouTube for $5, like,
And then everybody pitches in for pizza and a Kim Jong-un action figure that you can all
be really, really drunk for this movie, and it might be funny.
So wait a second, you watch this with your whole family?
Yes.
So your whole family, not Lady A's or Glitz Tits?
She was there.
Oh, she was there, and then was your family, yeah?
My parents, yeah.
Okay, and what did everyone else think?
It was fucking stupid.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
They said they were so glad they did not pay a large sum of money for that piece of shit. So
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so anyway, moving on to new to DVD and Blu-ray in theaters this week. New to DVD and Blu-ray, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Maze Runner, This Is Where I Leave You, The Skeleton Twins, Magic in the Moonlight, Stonehearst, Asylum, At the Devil's Door, and probably the best one out of this list is the Lifetime original movie, Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever.
Yeah! I tried to watch that on Lifetime. I really wanted to.
Did you actually try? Oh, wait. Did you try and fail? Or
Yeah, I couldn't find it on Lifetime.
Ooh, we should see if we can find it at some point.
Yeah, I actually could try. We might have. It might be on demand.
Oh, that would be awesome. That way we
Yeah.
can watch it and see how awful it is. Anyway,
Grumpy cat, blah blah blah.
new to theaters, we have Unbroken, Into the Woods, The Gambler, and in limited release, The Interview, Selma, American Sniper, Big Eyes, 2 Days, 1 Night, or Deux Jours, Une Nuit, and Beloved Sisters. So,
Does it also the Imitation Games come out?
the Imitation Games came out a little while ago.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't know if the Imitation Game is expanding or not, but I know that the Imitation Game is not in Puerto Rico. So I know that it hasn't expanded all the way out here yet. However, the one that I'm interested in is American Sniper when it expands, because right now it's limited.
Yeah, I think I'd rather. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go see Into the Woods next, or maybe Unbroken. But
just Unbroken seems like When the Game Stands Tall, except directed.
It's a real story though.
Yeah, but When the Game Stands Tall is also a real story.
Kind of.
No, it is real. It's based on his biography, and they had like a bunch of videos and stuff of his speeches and everything, and they lined up pretty well actually with the stuff that happened on the movie. So I'm impressed with their. And I read the story afterwards. I read like a bunch of the summaries of the
Wikipedia page.
No, actually, I went in and I read a bunch of like summaries of his actual biography and the stuff that he had written and whatnot. So it seems fairly accurate. However, Unbroken seems like When the Game Stands Tall, except directed by someone who doesn't really know how to direct.
She knows how to direct.
No.
She did a great job. Her last movie was pretty good.
Which one was it?
It was one about her kid disappearing and like comes back, but it's actually not her kid. God, what movie is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. A lot of people are saying Angelina Jolie is like the new Clint Eastwood. So
I don't think so. Like, at least from the trailer, what I saw was the director of photography creating really pretty shots, but the director deciding to direct in a really cliche way. Really,
I've read some reviews, and they say the biggest thing is not the directing or the acting, because they both say it's pretty good. The biggest problem is it doesn't hit enough of this guy's life. Like his life is insane, and they don't stick around too much on it. So
they don't dwell as much as they should on it.
Right, exactly. They focus on parts they probably shouldn't focus on, and miss other parts they should have focused on.
Okay, well,
yeah. But anyway, but the only reason I say I'm going to go see it is because my parents want to go see it, and I go where they go.
That's fair. Also, you should tell Glitz and Tits that her mom would probably love When the Game Stands Tall.
It is in her genre, which is sports, race, and coming back from defeat. So
yep. So that is literally.
By the way, she watched Miracle again.
Oh.
Every time she watches Miracle, I get a text message saying, "The U.S. wins 5-4 in the last couple minutes. It's a miracle on ice." I'm like, oh my god. I get those text messages far more often than anyone should.
Just give her a new one. Give her When the Game Stands Tall, just so she
I should still go back to Miracle.
Okay.
I don't get people like that who can just have a favorite movie and just watch it.
I
And
agree.
that is the only thing that they can watch or want to watch. Like, I love Superbad, but I don't watch that movie. I probably watch it like once every 4 years. Like, same with Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I agree. I agree.
I just don't get it. So,
Yeah.
I also don't get the people that are like, I don't like watching movies. I'm like, who are you?
Also, the people that go like, I understand everything that you're telling me to me or to you. I'm assuming when we talk about movie stuff, they go, I understand all of that. However, I still like the movie and I still think you're wrong.
That's fine. You're entitled to an opinion.
No, I know. But the people going like, I understand that it was a bad movie. However, I really, really, really liked the movie and it was awesome. No, but anyway, yeah. So apart from that, news this week has been really slow. There really aren't a lot of news. It's just really been Christmas stuff and also the interview stuff. Really, the interview has sort of demolished any kind of movie news that could have leaked at all.
Yeah.
It really overshadowed everything else, really.
Yeah.
So with that, I think we are done. So
Woo!
thank you everyone for tuning in. We've had a
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg.
I'm cool,
And
guys.
next time you hear us, we'll probably be being like the best movies of 2014.
That's actually true. Yeah, the next time will definitely be our best of 2014 thing.
Yeah. So
we have to watch. Right. We have to watch The Imitation Game, and we have to watch Theory of Everything before then.
And Babadook.
And Babadook. Babadook! My brother does not want to watch Babadook. He is so frightened of it. After I showed him the trailer, and he hates scary movies, so
I'm avoiding the trailer, and I just want to go in blind, because that's when I really enjoy horror movies, is when I go in blind. Like when I saw Oculus completely blind, I was like, this is amazing. So
oh yeah, that's fair. Don't watch the trailer then. Just yeah. So I showed my brother the trailer, and he was like, "I'm not watching that." No, like Babadook, and I've been following him around. Basically, I've been following him around for like a week, going like Babadook, just everywhere.
All right, so we will be watching Babadook.
We'll be watching a number of movies. So with that, thank you all. I'm Cool Guy, the Cognitive Gamer. You can follow me on Twitter at the Right Pad. You can follow him on Twitter at Cognitive Gamer. If
you want to see a picture of the Nicolas Cage signed picture, please go to our Facebook.
Okay, fine. I will put it on Facebook. Jesus. Okay, and and also you can check us out, like he said, on Facebook. Check us out with PostGrad Entertainment. We post a lot of trailers, a lot of opinion stuff that we have. We do, and all of our videos from YouTube. You can catch old episodes of this podcast on YouTube. And you can also check out us playing video games on YouTube as well. PostGrad Games. Just type that in. We fill up all of your search results. So
new Hearthstone cards came out. I've made some new decks. I'm still tinkering with some new ones as well. So
right, exactly.
I'm back for the gimmicks.
Should be a fun time. And you can also email us with comments, tips, suggestions, hate mail, fan mail, love mail, and stalker mail at postgradentertainment@gmail.com. So, with that, thank you all and have a fantastic and amazing rest of the holiday season. Goodbye.
Praise on to Kim Jong-un.
Praise be and Merry Kim Jong-un, miss.
Yeah.
And
a happy New Year's.